Hello and welcome to the pre-show, if you want to call it that. Just going to start off in a second. We're actually getting on with the actual show, so if you're enjoying the music we have in the background at the moment, I hope you're enjoying it. We'll get on with the show right and now. There we go. I just want to say a few thanks for the people who have come in on who followed the last 20 minutes or so, really. There's been a long list of them, and the most recent one is, and I love this name because it's so cool, Triple Awesome. There we go. So we got to get that in there. Seems we are doing our weekly wrestling talk show thing. So if you guys want to put it in the chat, any questions you've got or anything we want to talk about, then feel free to put it in the chat. It's always open to everybody. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest co-host of sorts. So yeah, our regular co-host was unable to make it this week, so we've got a co-host of Welsh Destroyer. We can say hello.
Hello everybody, welcome, thank you for having me. How you doing, guys?
I just want to say thank you very much for the host. I've just seen it now, so we're all good. Yeah,
no problem, my friend. Glad to help out.
The first thing was, I want to go straight onto it and jump straight in, is the AEW's thinking of moving to 3 hours. What do you think?
Well, first off, I'd say thank you for having me here on Under the Ring. Really do appreciate it. When it comes to AEW, AEW going to 3 hours.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit early, personally, for AEW to go a bit 3 hours. I think the 2 hour show is predominantly enough.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know why they want to go 3 hours. I'm pretty sure NXT is still 2 hours on USA and the network,
so,
I think.
Yeah.
So I don't 100% know why they want to go 3 hours this early. Maybe for this women's tag team tournament, maybe that's coming up. I'm not too sure.
I think they said they're going to put that mostly on like all the qualifying rounds on Dark. So it's kind of
right,
like
okay.
So they put the round ones and the round two matches, or the second bracket, whatever you want to call it, on Dark, and then put the actual final on the main, or possibly on the next pay-per-view, which I think is All Out.
All Out, yeah, the next
All
one.
Out, the second one.
It's okay. It's probably a good idea then.
The problem with having that though is you've got to have the roster for it, and they haven't got the roster just yet. I mean, they've got a very stacked tag team roster, we all know. Singles is very good, and it's getting better. But then you've got women's to worry about, tag team women's wrestling, and that's like, they haven't got the roster for it. I don't think they've got enough roster for the tag team tournament themselves. In the women's division, I mean, now. So it's kind of like, do they need to go 3 hours?
Well,
I don't think they should, really.
I don't think they should. Personally, I don't think they should. Tony Khan, from what we've seen, he's a very smart businessman.
He is, very smart.
For what he's done, he seems to be doing well with everything. Ratings going well. Cody and the Elite seem to be. And Kenny, yeah, the Elite. I'm sure he's still part of the Elite, but I'm not too sure.
We don't know yet. We don't know.
But they seem to be running a tight ship there. So, who knows? It's all we can see. Have they given an announced date yet when they're put in 3 hours?
No, they have just said that they're thinking about it. Which, like I said, I don't know if they should. But
I think they should. I think they should hold out for 3 hours. Especially in the times we are now with the COVID-19 pandemic. They're doing well with Dark. Dark on the YouTube channel. That's really good for an hour show. And then they got the 2 hours of Dynamite. So I think they should stay where they are at the moment, where they go in. Maybe after when the next TNT deal comes up now, maybe then push to 3 hours. After a year of being on TV, nearly a year of being on TV. I
I worry when that contract does come up for renewal. I think it's going to be not this year, obviously, but maybe like a few years down the line, that they might want a 3-hour, because they see it as a prominent product. They might want to push it 3 hours. So it won't be a Tony Khan choice. It'll be a TNT choice to go 3 hours.
Well, they've already. I know they already had an extended 5-year contract. Sometime this year.
I think it was this year.
Yeah, I think this year. I think Tony Khan announced it on the AEW Unrestricted podcast. Which, if you guys haven't checked it out, go and check it out.
It's on YouTube as well, I think.
It's on YouTube. It's on all platforms. Yeah, it's really, really fun.
It was. I think I watched a little bit of the Tony Khan one and the Staten Island. I think it was Chris Staten Island. I think
Chris Statlander.
Yeah, Statlander. Sorry, the alien thing. I can never get that game. I can understand it. But yeah, I think I saw a little bit of her one. I was like, okay, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's a really interesting podcast. Go and check about delves into like individual stories. Tony Khan's been on there about twice, and he's a very, very interesting dude. Very interesting dude.
I think watched the Chris Van Vliet episode he did with him, and it was like, oh yeah, he's like a hardcore, like not the pun of it, but like a proper fan.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, so he knows what he's. If you come to him with a question about wrestling, he knows his stuff basically.
I think everybody who's worked in the AEW who has met Tony Khan have said like, you know, he's not just this billionaire who just wants to run a wrestling company. He's literally taken the time out to go read up about all the commentators, the wrestlers, everyone and their backgrounds, and they've announced them through.
I think he hasn't really like read it. Like, I think he's had that knowledge of, he knows, he's kept up with it. He hasn't just been like, okay, I want to start it, I must read about everything. I think he's been a case of he's been there since
he knows certain things that most people have forgotten about. Tony Schiavone have said numerous times like, oh, Tony Khan has told me something about myself that I've forgotten.
Yeah.
And like, whoa, he's very surprised. They're all surprised. But yeah, with this TNT deal, they've already got like 2 hours on TNT. Too early, in my opinion. Too early to they do 3 hours, unless it is on the cards for like future shows, which is fine.
If they could do it for 3 hours, if they've got the roster to do it, then I would be like, okay, then maybe do a 3-hour special or something. Like the Fyter Fest thing was free on TNT. They could have tried it and gone like, okay, next year's Fyter Fest, we'll have it 3 hours. Or whatever. No, it'd be Fight for the Fallen, because they were thinking of doing a Fyter Fest this year in London. But then obviously all this happened, so it's kind of like they threw it in Jacksonville. Excuse me.
Yeah.
They kind of threw it in Jacksonville, so...
Again, because of COVID-19, everything's unpredictable, but, you know, I see Fight for the Fallen and Fight the Fest more of a pay-per-view style show than a TV program. I think it was on the cards. I think it was on the cards this year for them to be pay-per-views, but obviously because of COVID, they've had to make it into TV shows, like 2-week TV shows for Dynamite. So maybe, you know, if they want to put them as 3 hours, I would make them a pay-per-view, because I think you get more buys out of a pay-per-view than free TV.
I think with the pay-per-view though, it's like they've got a cracking deal in TNT, so I think they've probably realised that their deal with TNT is probably going to be worth more than putting on a pay-per-view. So that's why they probably do at least pay-per-view level quality shows on TV, because they get more money out of it.
But they've got to be cautious as well.
Yeah.
Because remember, like 20 years ago, TNT was in charge of WCW, running the TV stuff, and we all know what happened there. You know, so they seem to have a better tight better knowledge of what they're trying to do with AEW.
Yeah.
And people are just being a little bit cautious, like, we could probably do this, but we don't want to push it that far ahead yet because of past mistakes.
I think as well as also is with WCW, they hired people, and I'm not saying Eric Bischoff wasn't, but I don't think Eric Bischoff was a quote fan. I think he was more, he was a passing fan. He knew Hulk Hogan, that was about it, but he didn't know the actual ins and outs of like all the wrestlers you could have had on that show. He just went, I like him, let's bring him up. But not actually, I don't think he was a fan's fan. I think he was just a very good promoter in entertainment rather than an actual wrestling fan. So I think that might be a helpful thing to have a fan.
But the difference with Eric Bischoff was that he was willing to help the company out from where it was then to make it a global franchise, which he did. Fair play to him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And he had there's things where he had Eric Bischoff, he had Ted Turner's money to spend on it. It doesn't really matter about that, but he was in a position. When you're in a position of that magnitude, you are liable for all the criticisms in the world. Whether it's from wrestlers, executives, dirt sheets, fans, marks, whatever. They're all, at the end of the day, it's all about the product.
Yeah.
What's right for the product, if it's right for the fans, because the fans can't dictate products in wrestling companies these days.
No,
they cannot do that. Otherwise, it'll just be a storm. It'll be
like GTA Online, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it'll be GTA 5 Online.
GTA Online. No, I think like there are elements that's like the fans do have some leeway in what gets put on TV, and not like we're not completely in control. But if I'm trying to give a recent what I think they were thinking, this is last week, I think it was, or 2 weeks ago, so they were doing something with Nation Domination, and I think that the other co-host was on and said that you shouldn't do that, and they pulled it. I was like, but the idea that they had that in mind, and we just got wind of it and went, whoa, what are you doing? And then he kind of, okay, we pulled it. I think if we have a slight power, especially in AEW, I think they're a bit more aware than, say, WWE is. If they brought in a gimmick, they would go, okay, let's look at this from an outside perspective. Does it look good for us as an all-inclusive brand?
Yeah, of course. Like, things that happened probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't work now.
No.
No. Nation of Domination, good at that time, probably wouldn't work now.
No.
But
I think we
live such in a
weird
politically
time.
correct world.
Yeah. The way I look at it is like, I looked at it this way. I think it was Apollo Crews, said that if they wanted to do that, they'd have to make him a face. Which I'd be all for, really. But then I see, like, I think the co-host last week made the point of, even if they are like baby faces, it still doesn't look right, and that's really the kick in the teeth about it. So it might be, it just doesn't look right on a. Even if they were babyface, it just wouldn't look right at all.
No, nothing in that kind of direction would not look right.
No, I mean, like, even now, it's like people are still. How can I put this? I'm trying to think of like last year. I think there was that. Last year, the year before, Dean Ambrose faced Nia Jax or something, and they were going to have it at a house show, no TV, just house show. Yeah, it's going to be Nia Jax versus Dean Ambrose in a house show in somewhere in the Southern America area, and they were just like, okay, and then it got out, and then it was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that. So they are aware. I mean, if we say something like, this is not cool, they'll somebody will tell Vince basically, and then go, this is not cool.
I don't think intergender matches would work really on a national scale. I don't think they. Well, yeah, I've been in a few intergender matches myself, and even I am like, as a worker, as a wrestler, I'm like, right, how do I work around? There are ways to work around it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah,
as a baby face, if I was a baby face, you know, I can't swing a punch. I can't swing a punch at a female wrestler because, you know, oh, she's a bad guy. She's taking me down and stuff like that.
It's a tricky area.
It's when it comes to like TNA recently or Impact, whatever it's called. You know, they did the recent thing with Tessa Blanchard as their world champion. And I heard about that. I didn't watch it. I heard about it. Nothing wrong with Tessa Blanchard. You know, she's the daughter of Tully Blanchard, one of the legendary Four Horsewomen. She's got a lot of pedigree there. But making a female wrestler a heavyweight champion in a male heavyweight division does not work. It does not work at all. It might be good for nostalgia purposes. Yes. But
I was gonna say like maybe you could do it, but then I realized, well, I was gonna say like someone like Becky Lynch or something, but then I realized, well, no, because
who are you gonna put over?
I think like in the other end, it's like okay, but then she's made the women's division on WWE like amazing, and she hasn't fought a man for it. She's been literally like, she's made the women's division. So you know, if you went that way round, not elevated. If you elevated the men's on the men's side and then went and then elevated the women's title, then it would be the same on the same sort of level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you elevate them both to the same, Becky Lynch is amazing.
Becky Lynch, when she developed the gimmick for the man, where she said, "I am the man of the women's division." Boom, rocket on her. She went everywhere with that. Yes, she had confrontations with John Cena, you know, on TV, going back and forth with him. That's elevating her to a next level. You can't teach that. That happens organically. You know, but when that happened, WWE didn't automatically, oh hey, let's put Becky Lynch in a match with John Cena. No, it just wouldn't work.
It wouldn't.
And Cena, you know, we all know who John Cena is. John Cena is a hell of a worker, a legend in this business. Even he would turn around and go, nah, that doesn't work for me, guys.
No, I don't think. I mean, okay, with what happened afterwards to Tessa Blanchard, now with her dropping a belt and then being fired, basically, it's a good thing. Now she's a free agent, she can do what the hell she wants. But yeah, it's like it was either lose it via the match itself, and then the company looks bad, or her just dropping it. So I think what happened in the end is actually the best possible way, really.
Well,
not for her.
No, not for her. I think his stock kind of went down when they stripped her title. Stripped the title off her. I in my head, there is a way to get the championship off her in a match. You could do a schmoz finish. You could do a screw job finish. I don't know who she was feuding with. It was still Sami Callihan.
Yeah, Sami Callihan.
Sami Callihan. You could have easily found a way to screw Tessa Blanchard to get the belt off her onto Sami Callihan without hurting either one. And also, if Sami Callihan, who's a fantastic heel, you know, you could turn around and said, you know, if the fans turn around and said, "Oh, you bigger woman for that championship," and you could go, "Oh, man or woman, this championship, it's with me. I am the man of this championship. I am the man of the company. I am the face of this company. I don't give a damn who I beat for it. As far as I'm concerned, everybody is on the hit list when it comes to this belt. You know, it's easy. well, I say it's easy, but then you will get the criticisms on social media going, oh well,
you'll get the criticism anyway you slice it.
It's called a no-win scenario. It is called a no-win scenario. You could if it was just a storyline where Tessa was chasing the belt, but after like a couple of matches, 6-month run, but never got the belt, and then they switched gears.
Yeah, I think they did do that actually. She was trying to chase it in a sense that she was winning matches against Sami Callihan, who was at the time a champion, if I remember rightly.
Right.
So she was chasing it as like a prize, but I think that, yeah, like you said, it was a no-win situation. So what actually turned out happening when they basically, that she left, but she got sacked at the same time.
There was some. The was that TNA wanted her to come down to do some promo stuff and
drop the title. She was going to drop the title anyway, but the way that they handled what happened is that she never turned up, which is, I mean, obviously in this day and age now with the world as is, I can see that you don't want to risk it. Absolutely 100% that you don't want to risk it, because obviously you don't know what the hell's going to happen. So I mean, obviously it's not her stock in terms of hasn't it's gone down a little bit, but I think it's going to bounce back up because she's an amazing wrestler. Wherever she goes next, I think she's just going to kill it. Not literally, but metaphorically. But she's going to knock out the park wherever she goes, I think.
Well, the word on the grapevine is that she is that WWE or AEW are potentially interested in purchasing her.
I think WWE have said that they've won her.
In my opinion, I think she'd be better off in AEW. Because they've got this 16 women tag tournament coming up. They haven't really announced who is in who.
I think they've got four. I think they've got four people in it at the moment. So 2 tag teams.
Yeah, so they've got Nyla Rose and is it Adrian?
Yeah.
Adriana, formerly known as what's her name now? She was one of the fucker dank. Cameron, that's the one. That's the, she made a surprise return to wrestling this week on Dynamite, which I was surprised at.
I hope she's trained better than what it was. That's all I say. I hope she's actually had some ring time.
Well,
she wasn't the best. She wasn't the best.
She wasn't the best, but her Instagram posts have seen her in ring. She has done a few shows here and there. Okay. So she has been in the ring. She wouldn't come to AEW unless she'd been fundamentally in the ring.
Unless like Tony Khan had said, basically Tony Khan has been happy with whoever does the talent stuff, been happy with how that she's improving. So maybe there's I think there's another team as well. I'm probably guessing as they might throw Britt Baker in there as well when she's back, I guess, as one of the team members, if they're starting it pretty soon.
Yeah, probably her. I could see her and Rebel together, probably. Yeah. Well, they're doing draws and so they could be with anybody, to be honest with you. It would be pretty funny if she got paired with Big Swole. That would be quite funny, because those two will be having a match All Out. They haven't been announced, but it seems like it's going that way.
It's going.
So that would be a pretty funny and interesting storyline going into there. So be interested to see that. It's a shame. I was hoping to see Chris Statlander in it, but obviously she's had her double knee surgery at the moment. She's put it up on Instagram, so a big recovery for her. Hope she gets better.
Of course. Everyone, we do talk about injuries. We hope that everyone does get better.
Of course. No. Chris Statlander is amazing talent. I thoroughly enjoy her work. Give me
who
stuff
am
like
I
that is
thinking
funny.
now? Who's the AEW Women's Champion at the moment? And I'm trying
Hikaru Shida.
Shida. So they could
Shida.
I think, you know what? I'd be Rio and Shida could be a good pairing. And I know they're not going to win, obviously, but because it'd be weird. It'd be like a Sasha Banks Bailey trip where if they were like, but I don't. That'd be a good team to, I would think, put in there, unless obviously things change. But that's a good. I'd be happy to see.
Well, you could put anyone really.
Yeah. That's,
you know, you could have like the
point
odd pairing. You
I
know,
think that
the
brings
Nyla.
out- Sorry.
The Nyla Rose and Adrian pairing is weird, but it works because they got Vicky Guerrero there as well.
Yeah.
You know,
God,
so
Vicky.
it's.
Vicky Guerrero. I
I
say,
love
like,
Vicky Guerrero.
I know that it's like, I know that she's the character that she plays, and that's the, I think her and, what's her fucking name now? She was in Red, she was in NXT a lot, and it was just like, she was so bad at wrestling, she was like, dressed in red all the time. Eva Marie?
Eva Marie.
Yeah. That's the only
Yeah.
two wrestlers. Vicky Guerrero, because of just like the screechingness of it. I was like, my ears. And Eva Marie, there's only two female wrestlers I cannot stand. Cause I'm just like, oh god. Oh god.
Vicky Guerrero made me laugh as a teenager. She made me laugh.
I was like, God, why?
But she's such a natural. She's such a natural. She's not a wrestler.
No.
She was just brought in for like one or two things, and then they've just discovered something. You know, they've all of a sudden discovered something.
She's great. Yeah. It was just like, she's milked it.
She's taken it.
Yeah.
She has taken it. She's literally living up to the Guerrero name. You know, in her little way.
In her little way, yeah.
In her little way.
Yeah,
she's doing fantastic, you know.
Yeah.
And when the fans say, I hate Vicky Guerrero, but
that's,
I like Vicky Guerrero, that's the whole point.
That's the point of it, yeah. I was like, I hate her, but yeah. God, I feel like a freaking mark now. And I was like, damn it. Okay, we'll switch topics now because there's going to be something even more funny. Vince McMahon is shooting on the creatives in WWE, which
am I not surprised?
Which, like,
good God,
I explained this to a non-wrestling fan who I work with, and so I explained like who Vince McMahon was, and he said like, okay. So I said to him that the creative have got to go through Vince McMahon, and then Vince McMahon is shooting on the creative. So that's like basically shouting at your boss for something that he or she did. So I was like, okay. Then he got it. I was like, okay, yeah, that's ridiculous. He went, yeah. So
Vince McMahon. I don't care what anybody says about him.
Yeah.
You know, good or bad.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon is the best, or is the best wrestling promoter of all time.
Yep.
What he's done in the last 40 years is incredible. You know, he literally bet everything on the first WrestleMania for it to work. And what we know, we're close to 37 WrestleManias now. We've done 36 WrestleManias so far.
36, yeah.
You know, 36 WrestleManias, and they're still going.
Yeah. I'm not knocking Vince McMahon as a promoter. You know, he's a genius in that sense.
Granted, he, creative-wise, he was always hands-on in the creative up until probably 2014 maybe, where Triple H just started to like take on the reins a little bit of like creating here and there, and Stephanie and Shane as well. Shane's in the background as well still.
I think what happened is they started hiring a lot of writers in who are not wrestling writers. They started hiring a lot of people who are entertainment writers, from if I remember correctly. People who are doing people doing the soaps and the teen dramas or the dramas, whatever. I think he were hiring more of that direction. That's why it was they've seemed very drama-esque. I mean, you've got the Bobby Lashley Lana thing that was absolutely terrible, but you could see that it was written by a drama or soap opera drama team rather than an actual wrestling person.
The creative for WWE hasn't been well.
The creative for WWE,
it's been shocking.
It's been shocking because, like, again, it's not the wrestlers writing this.
No,
it's people who have no knowledge of the fact. I mean, obviously they're bringing in other writers now. They've got Abyss from TNA. They've got Josh Barnett, I think it was, who's doing all the Boneyard Matt and the Firefly stuff. So they're bringing him in. So, and he's really good. But then it's like they're bringing wrestlers in. They're bringing ex-wrestlers in to do promo stuff. So it may. I mean, this is obviously hopefully it'll get better because they're starting to bring in actual wrestlers and not just, again, soap opera people to write it. So it I mean, it is getting better and slowly. And sometimes, I mean, you got Bray Wyatt stuff. It's just knocking it out of the park.
Bray Wyatt's character. This is what most people have to realize is okay. One person does not make the machine go.
No,
it's
obviously.
Always somebody else.
Yeah.
All right, helping in the background.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt's character of the Fiend is a mixture between himself, and probably Bruce Pritchard. Now we all know Bruce Pritchard. We all know Bruce Pritchard helped, along with Vince McMahon, to make The Undertaker come alive.
Yeah.
And to this day, The Undertaker is the single greatest character in WWE history.
Yeah.
No one can deny that.
No
one has lasted that long. No one has gone that long. It's a consistent character that has constantly evolved himself. I think the only person that's really been close to the character development-wise as The Undertaker, my opinion, is Chris Jericho.
I was going to say that.
Chris Jericho constantly reinvents himself every generation. He's just been.
I would say at least every 5 years.
Every 5 years.
Yeah, every 5 years he changes the character up.
You know, I truly believe Bray Wyatt is this generation and several generations along the line, their Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because of his presence, the way he is, the way he conducts himself, the way his character is built. Yes, you've got the Firefly Funhouse, which I think we all admit when we first saw that, we were a little bit weirded out because it was like such a dramatic change from the Louisiana swamp person.
Cult leader sort of thing.
Cult leader to this, hi guys!
It's Robert. It's very influenced by
Robert Redford or something.
No.
No, it wasn't Robert Redford. It was something.
Mr. Rogers. It's Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers. That's the one.
Yeah. It was very heavily inspired by Mr. Rogers' sort of.
So you had that character. You think, where, when everyone's going, where's this going? This has got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And then obviously leading up to SummerSlam, was it 2018?
It was 2018, but I think it was before that. The second that they showed like just the Fiend by itself, no wrestling, whatever. It was like, okay, now we see where it's going.
I think the first time you see the Fiend was against he did like a run-in on.
No, it was against Finn Balor.
Was it?
It was the first time he came out on TV was I'm trying to think now. I think it was against Finn Balor. It might have been Finn Balor.
Was it just Finn Balor?
It was Finn Balor. Finn Balor first.
Well, when you first see the character, the Fiend, and you look and just go, "Oh Christ!" The mask is amazing. Everything about it is amazing, and then he would disappear. And I didn't see SummerSlam that year, but I saw like the entrance of Finn Balor,
The
of
entrance and the
Fiend.
match and
The new entrance, the lights, the music,
So
everything
good.
about it.
So
It
good.
was, it felt like it was 1990 again. It's literally seeing the Undertaker
Undertaker moment.
for the first time. All the kids, all the people in the house are going,
Oh,
"This dude's crazy.
did
This
you
dude
see,
is crazy. Who is this dude?"
Did you see Johnny Gargano? Did you see Johnny Gargano's reaction to it?
No, I didn't. No. I didn't see anybody else's reaction to it.
Absolute gold. He was on this YouTube, sit along with us and we'll watch SummerSlam sort of.
Oh,
WWE
watch along.
feel.
WWE watch along.
thing.
Yeah.
And Johnny Gargano just sits there, massive open mouth, going, "What the hell?" Just complete silent. Didn't say a freaking word during the whole thing. Just sitting there silent, gob open.
It's
And he was
because
just
it's
like-
new. It's because
Yeah.
it's new. It's fresh. It's
Yeah.
something different. It's something old school, which a lot of things are
It's
missing
horror.
out of the
Basic
moment.
horror.
It's horror.
Yeah.
And it's very un-PG. It's very un-PG.
I think is what they needed. Really, they needed to go that way. And obviously, they can't be cursing and swearing left, right, and centre. But they needed something
Well,
that, within
they've
reason.
done well this year with seeing on live TV, Shayna Baszler saying the shit
Yeah, I think with if it goes with the character, then it's a lot. I think it'd be all right. Because like Shayna Baszler, in the case of she's supposed to be portrayed
You've got to
like this.
remember, anything that goes on TV has to be approved by Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
There are occasions where it's better ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
yeah. But I think with
Sometimes
the
it works, sometimes it doesn't.
yeah, with Shayna Baszler, I think it fitted the character pretty well that she would drop an S-bomb here and there, because it kind of shows she's this badass female fighter that she's not gonna. I mean, look what's happened with Nia Jax recently. Is even though the bell stopped, she didn't just go, right, okay, I'm gonna stop. She was like, no, I'm gonna carry on going because I want to kick this bitch's ass. Obviously, in that kind of context, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
so her dropping a swear word here and there is not a problem. If let's say, I'm trying to think of a.
We're not asking WWE to go back to the Attitude Era.
No,
That era is gone. You will never ever see another Attitude Era. Most people say, "Oh, we're in the Attitude Era again." We're not.
No, we're not. We're not.
The Attitude Era was based on ratings and two companies who wanted to put each other out of business.
Yeah, because they wanted to outdo each other.
This now, what we're seeing right now,
Yeah.
is WWE using the same tactic they've used for about 15 years now, right? Because they've had no competition, right?
Yeah.
AEW isn't really competition. I don't think they are competition.
No,
WWE treat
They're
them
not
as
yet,
competition.
anyway. They're not yet, but they are. WWE are scared of them. You can kind of. Hello?
No, I'm still here.
I was going to say last thing. No, AEW are competition, but they don't want to openly admit it just yet because they don't see them as. They see them as okay.
AEW is. AEW have only been around a year.
Yeah,
like 18 months, and they've been on TNT for a year in September. In September, October.
I think it was October.
October.
Yeah.
And I believe AEW are far from competing. They are the alternative to what we are getting now.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to say it. All right, yeah, people can turn around and say, the whole Cody smashing the throne, which apparently looked like Triple H's throne, right? People can look into that and think, oh, Cody Rhodes is firing the shot at WWE. No, it's literally Cody Rhodes saying, I am burning my bridges with the WWE. I'm not going back.
Yeah.
This is not a shot at Triple H or anything like that. All right? Because, in my opinion, Triple H and NXT have done really well in remembering Dusty Rhodes' name with the Dusty Rhodes Classic. They haven't tarnished the Rhodes name. Nothing like that.
No, they have.
Right?
They haven't. Yeah, it's Vince.
They've been really respectful.
Vince tarnished it, really, not Trips. If I'm being honest, Vince tarnished it, not Trips.
At the end of the day, they're still, they're still living up to Dusty Rhodes' name with that tournament, and it's a good thing because Dusty Rhodes is one of the greatest of all time.
He is. That's true.
Okay, people could take the mix saying, "Oh, Vince was thinging, ribbing Dusty when he told him to wear the polka dots," but
he made it work.
Dusty Rhodes is smart enough to go, right, he's giving me this gimmick. Screw it, I'll go out there and make it work. And he did.
And he did. Fantastic.
And he did. But going back to AEW being competition, and AEW will not be competition to WWE until both companies reach like that 1 point, whatever, 2 points. I think
once they get to that million mark,
Once they get to that million mark in the rating, then you will start to see, right, okay, this is like cold. This is the Cold War of wrestling at the moment, as I like to call it. It's the Cold War. Both teams are It's basically both teams are jockeying for position, but neither one wants to fire the first shot. Otherwise, there will be all-out war. They know this. Yeah. Okay. It's convenient. AEW said, "Oh, we will put Dynamite on Tuesday nights." Because SmackDown is not on Tuesday night now; it's gone to Fox on Friday.
Yeah, it's
okay. But then TNT was like, "Nah, it won't work for us on a Tuesday. Let's try it on a Wednesday." So right, okay, we do it on a Wednesday. Yes, conveniently, NXT is on a Wednesday. However, NXT at the time was not live. It was pre-recorded and only on an hour on the WWE network. As soon as TNT put AEW on the Wednesday night, WWE went, we will up that, and we will put NXT live on USA and the WWE network for 2 hours. And then you kind of go,
I think with that one is like, I don't think that was a reaction. I think they planned that quite in a while.
I don't know.
I look at it like this. It's like, how long will it take to sign something like that on the people side of it? Now it would take a while for it to go back and forth between producers and executive producers and all this stuff, and timing schedules and everything. So I think they were going to do it anyway. They weren't just rushing it out the second that they probably had plans for it to do it anyway. It just happened to be they were both doing it at the same time. So I kind of went, I mean, like, you got to realize it's like there's people involved in contracts and signatures, and then when I think, if I remember rightly, SmackDown was on the USA Network before it moved to Fox, so they had a slot there. So it's kind of we needed a show to fill out their end of the deal. So they probably went, this NXT's doing well. Let me just throw it on.
WWE have done really well on USA. They've been on USA since the late 80s, early 90s. Yes, they had a stint on Spike and TNN, but they went back to USA in 2007, 2008, and they haven't looked back since with USA. So they've done pretty well, and obviously when they said, we are going to go to Fox.
Well, SmackDown's going to go to Fox anyway.
SmackDown's going to Fox, It's like, can we have NXT?
Yeah,
have NXT.
Yeah, it's probably like that kind of. It was probably like that they went, and then they just went. They've got to fill out contracts. So they went, okay, we'll throw NXT on there, just to go.
But I don't think NXT is a good brand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it needs still a developmental. It's still a developmental territory.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a third brand, yes, but it's still a developmental territory because they're still pushing people through NXT to go through NXT, do NXT for a number of years, then possibly go to the main roster or stay where they are. There's rumors going around. Apparently, Undisputed Era might be going to SmackDown or Raw. I perfectly think they should stay at NXT because it benefits them. It benefits them to stay on NXT and benefits the brand if you start moving them around. If there's a draft coming up and then they get drafted to Raw or SmackDown. Great.
Yeah.
Do it, but make sure they get a good storyline and they stay relevant. Otherwise, if they get lost in the shuffle,
they will,
and they're not happy,
they're gonna go.
There are more places to go compared to 15 years ago.
And not even that, like a few years ago, there would have been like not many places.
Well, you had TNA, you had Ring of Honor, Japan. You know, you had those companies to go to. Yeah, they didn't have much of a international, TV base.
Yeah.
But you knew of them through YouTube.
Yeah, I think
on streaming platforms.
Yeah, I think a few years ago there wasn't, say, 2010 maybe 2010 we'll say, there wasn't that much competition in terms of like where people could go into, which was noticeable to outside hardcore fans.
No, because nobody had the formula to how to compete with WWE, because WWE had been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
AEW, on the other hand, may have the formula to do it, but they need time to nurture the company, nurture their talent.
What I mean, back in 2010, it was like, it was WWE and that was it. There was New Japan and there was Ring of Honor.
But they had the TNA. What did they go head to head with WWE?
But they did, that was.
But it didn't work out. They went straight back to Thursday. I think they went from Thursday night to Monday night.
Yeah,
and then
like 2 weeks.
Realized, that's not good.
No.
And then moved back to Thursday night, and they stayed on Thursday night.
I think what it was is like it wasn't much in like direct. There wasn't opportunities. If I'm speaking about Impact, there was some opportunity there, but if you had to be a WWE guy first to go, so in 2010 there wasn't much opportunity. WWE and that's it. And then maybe if you retired, you can go to, or you got fired, and then maybe you can go to Impact.
And there wasn't much money. There wasn't much money in
there
either. So,
but now it's like, okay, you've got. Everyone's got a TV deal of some kind. You've got MLS, I think it was MLZ or something. You've got Ring of Honor, Vince Sinclair. You've got New Japan or New Japan World. You've got your AEW. You've got basically option. You've got loads. Noir. I was going to say Evolve then, but they've gone.
No,
you've got main recipe. But you've got different options, and they're actually viable now because they've got the TV deals in some places.
I've got a question to ask you. Flip the roles,
Okay.
NXT UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know a few people. I've met a few wrestlers who work there.
Yeah.
Okay. What's happened to the NXT roster? Do you know what I mean? What's happened to the NXT TV scene? They have been very, very quiet. If it's because of COVID-19, maybe that's why. But there isn't much coming out of NXT UK. Yes, it's good to have an NXT. It's good to have a UK brand in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to say, the three best looking championship belts at the moment in the world, in my opinion, the AEW Heavyweight Championship, the WWE United Kingdom Championship, and the brand new United States Championship. Yeah. I think those three championships are the best looking belts in the wrestling world right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you had the big pomp and circumstance, with the UK roster.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking ill will of the roster. I think roster, it's great for British wrestling to have a WWE brand here. I think people have been screaming out for a WWE brand over here for years.
Yeah.
But there isn't much coming out of it.
The problem, I think, if I remember rightly, it was a comparison. It was like a direct sort of shot to World of Sport, because they were gulping up everybody from that place. Left, they were, when that was announced, they went, "Oh crap, we were going to do something like this," and then they beat them to it. So they kind of just went, "Let's just throw money at this thing, hope it works, and gobble up everybody." And then, obviously,
again, panic stations for WWE. World of Sport didn't last that long.
It lasted like months, and even that, they had, to be fair, they had plans of doing one season, if you can call it a season, and then they were going to do some live shows. They were going to do the live show scene, so they were going about it the right way. They just couldn't compete, obviously.
But it didn't work.
It didn't work. No, it didn't work. And
they tried bringing in stars like Jim Ross, who is again one of the best commentators in the world. I'm a big fan of JR. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It did not fit. He did not fit in that situation.
No, he didn't.
He did not. He had him, Alex Shane, and SoCal Val.
Yeah, SoCal Val.
Commentary table.
No, Bray Wyatt, or not Bray Wyatt. Bad News Barrett.
Bad News Barrett.
Yeah.
We're on the commentary teams. They mixed it around here and there.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It did not work.
No, it didn't work anyway. I watched the first episode because I thought, okay, might be something different. Me being naive.
Yeah, of course.
I thought it was something different.
It's not being naive. We all when we heard it was coming out, we all tuned in to have a look at it.
Yeah, it was just garbage.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
It was garbage. If I'm being honest, it was super so focused on kids. And if I'm being absolutely honest, it was so focused on slapstick. I mean, they had freaking hell. This one pisses me off now. They had Will Ospreay on the first one, the first match, and it was like, well, watch this guy fly and all this other stuff. And I was like, he's one of the best freaking wrestlers in the world. And he was against, oh god, I think it was Davey Boy Smith Jr. or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, those two are my brilliant wrestlers, and it's like, oh god, they were paired up with freaking Grado, I think. Is it Grado or something?
Greedo, yeah.
Greedo. Like, it was so freaking kid friendly. It was just like, God Almighty.
It's one of them things, It's one of them things. Try it. If it doesn't work, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. I still find it weird now having wrestling on ITV.
Well, no,
on a Friday night over here.
I remember that. Oh god, what was it, like some sort of Bane character they had over there, and it was just like, but god, it was. Bear in mind, I probably think he's probably a really nice guy in real life, but at the character they had and his wrestling skills was terrible. Even I could freaking tell that he was botching a few of his moves, and I'm not the biggest botcher finder.
I watched like the first 2 episodes and
that's when
I lost interest. That's no offense to any wrestler.
No, God no.
I know, as a wrestler myself, it's hard work.
Yeah.
I know how to what goes into making a successful TV, TV show, but successful event. But even the guys there working there was. This is not.
Yeah, it was like it's a real shame as well. If you went like let's say the Ring of Honor,
you can't rebuild something that is legendary off a legendary.
No, yeah.
Different.
If they went like a brand new promotion or something, and they let. That's the thing that pisses me off. It was like they had Will Ospreay in there, which was like he's again fantastic wrestler, and they let him proper loose, and then just let him do what he wants. Then you could probably make that show around just Will Ospreay on his own, and it was just they didn't. They put him again. They put the show around Bane character in Grado. I was like, no, you're just asking to be failed there. It was so. And that's one thing I really got hyped up for, because I was thinking like, I can actually show my non-wrestling friends and just say like, this is what wrestling is, and it's just like I regret that decision instantly. It was absolutely.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's one of them. One of them things where you just go, I'll try it, see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then try it, see how it goes, and then if it works, it doesn't. It does. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's just one of them things.
I also feel sorry because it was like if that's somebody's first inkling into wrestling, that's scarred them for not scarred them for life. They'll probably hopefully they'll find something else. But that could be like 10, like there was, I think I remember a little kid had a World of Sport foam, and I don't know why I remember this. And I was just thinking, like, he's watching this, he's not actually involved. He's like, you could tell, like, just from him being there, he wasn't involved. And he's gonna come back and look at that in like 5 or 10 years and go, what the hell? And that's gonna be his memory of wrestling. And it just screams at me saying like, what could have been.
What could have been?
Well, yeah, it could have been. You could have had a fan there if you didn't put on such a terrible show. So yeah, I mean, it was very kid friendly.
The wrestling business
is a pickle thing.
It's a funny old thing.
It's a funny old thing. Indeed.
People will have an idea. It's the funny Vince McMahonism. You know, if somebody has a funny idea, you know, what if this would happen?
Hold on. No, when we talk about Vince McMahon, we've got to do the voice for it. So I was like, what if you did this? What if we did this? What if we took Lana to be a lesbian? I got that. Yes, I like that. And I was just, when you talk about something, you've got to do a voice to it. So I have to do the voice for it every time I speak to Vince.
It's kind of like, goddamn, pal. Pronouns. God damn it.
God damn it, Ben.
Pronouns. Let's make him the champion of the world. Like, stuff like that. Vince McMahon, he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He knows his, his audience.
Even he, will admit, if something goes wrong, he will be like, okay, my bad, pal.
Yeah.
My bad, pal. It's a funny story.
If I can bring it back for a second, like, I don't, being serious for a second now, I don't think Vince would be a case of, if he did something that he knew he messed up, I don't think he would see it, because he has people around him who will say yes to everything.
Oh, no,
unless it really did stink, then you're like, okay, yeah, that did work. But
no, there are a few stories out there, man, saying, this was wrong, case in point, Bruce Pritchard on his podcast was telling the story of the Shawn Michaels versus Diesel WrestleMania 11 main event.
Right, okay.
And Vince McMahon, there was have you seen the match?
God, I don't think I have, actually, no.
When you get a chance, go and watch it. Okay. Yeah. There's a spot in the match where Shawn Michaels hits his super kick.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on super kicks. Super kick. All right. Okay. And Vince McMahon was like, okay, Shawn, you hit your super kick. Diesel, I want you to kick out at 1. And Diesel is like, really? It's like, yeah. I mean, really, you want me to kick out of his finisher at the count of 1?
Yeah.
And even Shawn's like, that's not gonna work.
No.
And even Vince was like, oh no, it'll work.
It'll
awesome.
work.
So he's awesome, and they were like, right, okay. So they did it. Diesel kicked out at 1, and it was shocking. It was horrible. It shit all over Shawn Michaels' finisher.
Yep.
And they went after they did the match. Diesel pins him, wins the belt back. Walks to the back. They see Vince shaking their head, being disappointed. They see Vince after the show, and Vince just goes, "My bad, pal. My bad.
Yeah,
my bad."
Okay.
So he knows.
Okay, I think he might know, but it's like I think that was like pre-Attitude Era sort of thing. He might have had an inkling.
That was in '95. That was 1995. And
I think if he did that now, it'd be like. There's people, and maybe Pritchard might actually, pull him aside and say, look, this is not good. But I think there's a lot of people who are, yes, Vince McMahon, no Vince McMahon, yes, that was a good idea, yes, just to get their money. I think there's a lot of people now there, as in the company-wide, who are just going, yes, that's a good deal. Yes, that's a good deal, Vince.
Yeah,
and it's like,
the people,
you can't learn like that. Yeah, it's probably his writers. Yeah.
It's the people in the office.
Yeah. Who are not wrestling fans, who are who are soap opera fans or soap opera people first. So
exactly, Vince McMahon took pro wrestling
Yeah.
and turned it to sports entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay? Regardless of which way you look at it, sports entertainment and pro wrestling are the same thing.
Yeah.
Vince doesn't like the word pro wrestling, sports entertainment.
I think
which is nothing wrong with that. He
No.
prefers that, you know? And the entertainment side of it is like these celebrities coming in, the awesome story, the fun storylines, the drama, the suspense, knowing of what's going to happen.
I don't mind the idea that they'd use that as a sports entertainment as to be honest with you, it fits better if you're trying to promote the brand, which is WWE. It sounds better than wrestling, because wrestling can be described as sport, and it's not really a sport. It's more of a live action drama.
Wrestling is technically sport.
Yeah, it's technically
a sport, but it's a form of entertainment. That's why the sports and entertainment is like the kind of like two-way scenario there. That's why it's called that. You know, me personally, I don't like calling it sports entertainment. I call it pro wrestling because that's what it is. It's professional wrestling.
But what I'm saying is, if you're trying to promote it as a brand, in sense, you got to try and get it to the most audience you possibly can. And calling it sports entertainment would be a lot better than calling it wrestling. I was gonna do Ted Turner. I was gonna do Ted Turner voice, and I was like, no, don't do it.
Don't do Ted Turner voice.
It was like wrestling. But no, it's a lot easier to brand it as sports entertainment if you're looking to get the most widest possible audience interested. So, yeah.
Yeah, the demographics, people trying to get the different demographics, AEW doing the 18 by 249 demographic, and WWE are doing like
50 plus.
Yeah, well, I would say 50 plus.
They go in the Fox News audience.
They probably but they're doing like the family oriented stuff. Maybe not as much PG stuff as before. But
and also, they're not bringing as many celebrities. I'm super happy because I was watching something. I don't know where it was, but they're showing like how many celebrities that came in. I think it was like 2010, 2014 or something. And they had a special guest, and it was just like either Jerry Springer or Seth Rogen and all these other people. And I was like, the freaking guy from The Price is Right, I think, or something.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
Legendary Bob Barker.
Yeah, Bob Barker. That kind of stuff. People who you could tell, like, they were not wrestling fans. They were just doing it for the...
Hey, don't mess with Bob Barker.
No. We saw that. We've all seen that. We've seen that. Well, yeah, and there's also that Chris Jericho thing as well. Which is superb.
Exactly.
Yeah. I say I don't mess with, but what I'm saying, we can't mess with him now, obviously. Yeah, it's just like people in there who are just doing it to promote their latest TV show or film or whatever, or album. That was just like really, really awkward. I think they do it now with Gronkowski. Gotta get my tongue. The Gronk, basically. That was just terrible.
He did not fit WrestleMania.
No,
he did. Bless him. He tried.
Yeah, he tried.
He tried his best, but he
just didn't.
He did not fit in that place.
He didn't fit, even if it was paired up with Mojo Rawley's hype thing. I was like, what is this crap? What are you doing? I even honest with it, I didn't watch it live this year's WrestleMania. I watched it later, and I went fast forward just to get past Gronk's bit. And to be honest with you, the only thing I watched from this year's WrestleMania was the Boneyard match against Taker. I watched the tag team match at the start, and the Firefly Funhouse John Cena match, and I watched a little bit of the Drew McIntyre one. But that's really what I watched from that. Yeah, a little bit. It was.
There was only a little bit.
Well, any Brock Lesnar match is just a little bit. It's all like 5 minutes. Boom.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
He can do good matches if he wants to. It's only if he wants to do good matches.
Well, I think people give Brock Lesnar a bit of like. Don't give him enough credit for what he does.
I will say Brock Lesnar is smart. and
He
that's
is
really being
very smart.
He's very smart, but that's it. In younger he was a good wrestler, but he wasn't a good entertainer. That's why Paul Heyman came in. But then it's like,
Who better?
yeah, no, God, no, yeah, to be the best talker.
If you're a good rookie, if you're a rookie with all this athletic ability,
Yeah.
and you get brought in and you get immediately teamed, paired up with
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman, who is one of the best promo guys in the business.
Yeah. Oh God,
dude, that is money.
Yeah.
That is absolute money.
Also, as well, is like shout out for Taz, because I think if I remember Paul Heyman saying something that was Taz came up to him, came up to Paul Heyman and said, "Look, you've got this guy who's Brock Lesnar. They're gonna give him shits, gimmicks, basically. Can you, pull him aside? Say, look, they're gonna give you shit. Work with me, and we'll make millions." And that's how it turned out to be, really. So props to Taz for that one, to pull him out.
Well, Taz is one of the best.
Taz is smart. He doesn't get enough credit for it, I think. Anyway,
he's doing well in AEW.
Yeah,
I've got to say, he's doing really well with Nick Cage and Ricky Starks, who I did not envy his skateboarding accident with Darby Allin this past week. Oh my God.
Lord.
That sucks.
Yeah. Who, and I think my co-host probably said, is he the guy who was in NXT developmental for years?
Who's that?
Italian guy. It's like an Italian guy or something from New Jersey. Former pro footballer or something. He was featured a lot in NXT, but he never actually got like a televised match. He was always in the background or doing loads of house shows. I think he got injured quite a lot, and then they just never did anything with him.
Who's this now?
I'm trying to think. It was San Martino or something like that. Some Italian.
Santino?
No, yeah, it might have been. Not
Santino Marella?
No, not that one. God, no. Oh God, it was some guy from New Jersey. Basically, they had him. They signed him up, but they tried to train him at Performance Center. I think he got a concussion quite early, and they did a whole video thing about it. And then, and then it was like, yeah, he did a few house shows here and there, and they didn't really do anything with him.
What year was this?
God, it was pretty recently. I think it was 2008, 2007. So 2008, it's like 2018 to 2017. And he's recently joined AEW. But they put him on dark matches, on a dark match where as a tag team recently.
Dark, is it?
Yeah, it was on his first match was on AEW Dark last week.
Oh, I'm still catching up with Dark. I don't know why. I've only just recently started watching AEW Dark, and while watching it, I was like, why have I not watched these programs yet? What's going on with me?
Also, AEW Dark is actually really good for those wrestlers who are not as well known as they are from other places. That's a great place to just go. Okay, just to build character up. It's like the NXT, it's like the NXT of AEW in a sense. It's like, okay, yeah, they may be having. Not
AEW Dark for me reminds me of the old Sunday Night Heat Velocity TV shows.
Yeah.
Which were as far as I'm concerned,
Get it on Channel 4.
AEW Dark is on after Dynamite.
No, it's on before
Dynamite or before Dynamite.
It's before Dynamite. They put it on YouTube. I think it was the Tuesday, so they put it Tuesday night.
There we are then.
On YouTube.
So AEW Dark is on before Dynamite. Gets recorded on the Wednesday and gets put on the following.
Yeah. It's basically they record it after. I think they record it after Dark the previous week, and then they put it up online. I think it's a Tuesday before.
Oh, there we are then. So that kind of makes sense. But yeah, AEW Dark reminds me of
Heat
shows.
Yeah.
So it's only an hour. But there's a lot of action in that hour. And Also, it's good. I did see on Instagram the other day.
Yep.
Brian Pillman Jr. is in AEW. Is he officially part of AEW yet?
I don't think he's officially. We had this conversation last week. He's not officially assigned.
But he's had a match on Dark.
Yeah, he's had a match on Dark, but he's got some. I think he's on contract, still on contract with
MLW.
MLW. So I don't know what's going on with that. But someone who's just signed over to AEW, got Eddie Kingston.
The man.
Yeah. Now,
legend.
I will be honest with you, I didn't know who he was. Because I'm like, okay, who is this? I didn't know.
Eddie Kingston.
Can I just finish off for a second?
Sorry,
I didn't know who he was, but it's like I watched the Progress promo he did, and it was like, okay, who is this? Like, I wouldn't say badass, because really he was really good on the mic. I didn't know who he was, and I saw that, and I'm like, okay. And then literally next YouTube it was like the promo he did on AEW. I was like, wait, that's the same person? It's like, oh, now I know who he is. It's like, no, then it clicked. So I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's good, and I like it. Now the promo is incredible.
Well, I first saw Eddie Kingston on NWA Power.
Yeah.
He was part of the NWA Power Hour.
He was.
And, he was tagging with Homicide.
Okay.
They weren't LAX, but they were like some similar to LAX.
Yeah.
But they were called LAX, if you know what I mean. He was a pretty badass in that TV show.
Yeah.
Wrestling wise, his wrestling is solid. I wouldn't say stiff. They look snug.
Yeah,
He can talk. He can talk.
I say
he is very good on the promo.
Oh god,
very good.
I don't think I saw the match. I think I just saw the promo and went, oh, okay.
The match he had with Cody on Dynamite.
Yeah.
For the TNT title.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Really, really good. Very aggressive, hard hitting, fast pace. It was very old school wrestling, proper heel versus babyface, cowboys versus Indian style of match. There was a lot of believability where you thought, oh, he could actually put Cody away here, walk away with the championship.
I have an interesting question, if I may ask this, because I think we've discussed this before with the other co-host that comes on. Who do you think should dethrone Cody from the TNT?
Oh,
that's because I've said like they should give it to somebody else. I don't think Cody should win it because he's holding on to it and he's doing. I mean, he's pushing other people, obviously, but it's not. It's basically the orbit is still around Cody, which is kind of a double-edged sword. I think obviously he said he didn't want to be like his father and have that instead. So, who do you think should?
Oh man,
that's a I got a question now.
He's definitely not his father. He's definitely not like his father.
No.
The belt. Okay, let's get that straight. He's definitely not holding on to the belt.
No. I hope not, and not too long anyway. At least maybe All Out or something, and then I'll be happy.
It would seem logical. Wanted a Double or Nothing, and now he could.
Yeah, hold it.
It would seem the logical choice to drop the title at All Out, or even Full Gear in a couple of months. If they're doing another Full Gear pay-per-view, which I presume is their go-to pay-per-views now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could probably see a rematch.
Okay.
Between him and Lance Archer, because I think there's still a story there somewhere.
Yeah.
I think unless
I would have gone with that. I think he should have won it first. But if he wins it in the end, I'll be happy because he was fantastic. The build up to him when he came in was amazing.
Lance Archer is amazing.
Yeah. When he came in, it was like, hit the ground running.
Remember when he came in the Kid Cash?
Yeah.
Kid Cash back in the day. Oh, brilliant. I'd say Lance Archer because the way they're doing his promos at the moment, it seems like he's still seething of that loss at Double or Nothing with Cody. Yeah. But I could be wrong. It wouldn't be somebody from outside AEW that they're bringing in.
Maybe they can do someone who's just they've just signed. Literally, he comes in and then wins it, just to cover their own night.
It could. I don't
Hello.
know.
I
don't know. Maybe. It's
really
question.
hard. It is a tough question. It really is.
It's a tough question because it's a new championship. Cody is doing so well with the title.
Yeah.
And he's having so many good matches.
Yeah.
With this title, and it's good that championship matches have like 20-minute time limits.
Okay.
It's like the TNT Championship. For everyone haven't thought about this yet.
Yeah.
In my mind, the TV Championship is AEW's World Television Championship. It's their version of a TV title. It's defended every week, as we could tell.
Yeah.
Oh God, I would probably say Lance Archer, but then it'll probably be somebody else in the background. So let's go with Lance on that.
We'll go with Lance on that one. Okay. I think I can go with that. I think I said it at the end, like, he should have won it at the start, but if he comes back around more deadly, basically, you could call it that, more vicious, then win back again. I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's happy.
Yeah, you could that's what we're doing here, guys. Armchair quarterbacking. Best singing wrestler, as a fan inside the ring as well. You could probably make an argument that Lance Archer could have been the first TNT champion.
Yeah.
But then, and have Cody chase it.
Yeah.
But then, would you have the same thing with Lance Archer? With Lance Archer, if Lance Archer defended the belt every week, you could probably see 2, 3, 4-minute matches.
Yeah.
And then AEW doing a Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
But with somebody on TV every week.
Yeah, that's true.
So it kind of makes sense to have Cody, because Cody can be that fighting champion, defending it every week. He's got Double A and Anderson on his side as well, coaching him. But on the sideline of that, you're starting to see a little bit of, in my opinion, something happening.
Yeah, something's got to happen.
Something's happening, not with just Cody, but the entire Elite faction. Yeah.
There's something going on.
The Bucks, the Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page,
I think
Dustin, let's just do Dustin out. So you got those four and Cody, they're the Elite. Right? Yeah. They are the Elite, okay? Mm-hmm. I can see a heel turn come in.
Yeah, I'm putting on Page in it. I'm putting Page on it.
Yeah. There's definitely one coming with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Which is very weird, because you would think the way they've done it would have been Adam Page.
I thought Adam Page should have done it. Revolution, I think it was a tag team match. That should have been the point.
Maybe, but I kind of thought, because they were before the whole COVID stuff happened, they were leading up to the cage match. That Inner Circle versus the Elite cage match. Yeah. I thought maybe Hangman would have done the switch and he turned on the Elite, and then not so much join the Inner Circle, but go on his own.
I wouldn't want him joining the Inner Circle. I don't think he'd fit there
I think
either.
Inner Circle are perfect as they are. I don't think they need more members. Okay. Adam could have gone on his own as a heel, right? Maybe do a feud with Kenny. They would have had a really good.
I'm just thinking of an idea now. If you were to go put Adam by himself, you could make him a heel, but then you could make him a heel that's going off the rails. But then I realised with the Jeff Hardy situation that's just happened recently, and with him drinking, I don't think that's a good idea. If I'm being honest, I was thinking because he's going in, because he has an enjoyment of the alcohol, shall we say? And it has been shown on TV. He likes drinking and all sorts of stuff. So if the heel turn had happened, say at Revolution or with the cage match thing, you could have done something when he starts going more into alcoholism, and he starts going the sort of drunk Adam Page heel gimmick thing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking,
But-
well, that would have been fun, but I was like, well, we've just had Jeff Hardy situation now, and everyone's not happy about that one because obviously,
then again,
it's.
But then again, how many times have we seen storylines where some wrestler something wrong with them with alcohol or
Yeah.
drug issues?
yeah.
You know,
yeah,
yes, we've seen it with Jeff Hardy at the moment.
Yeah, I think
You know,
that's
in the
what
past we saw it with we saw it with Legion of Doom, with Hawk,
Yeah.
Scott Hall,
Yeah,
you know,
it's-
various others.
I know. I was saying that. I was thinking that okay, you could go that way, and then I went, oh, hang on, that doesn't look good on the surface of it. So maybe not a good idea. That's why I had to just double down on myself, just to go, maybe not a good idea.
It can be a good storyline if done right.
Yeah.
But then you've got to think, will that look good 20 years down the line?
Yeah,
When you see it back,
yeah,
and you
when
go,
you see it back into-
maybe it does,
Maybe it didn't look good.
you know.
Yeah, it's.
But yeah, I sense a I sense heel turns coming. You know,
think it's Kenny Omega? Do you think it's Kenny? I don't think it would. If I'm being honest, he's one of the I've said this before. Is I think he's one of the the old guard of AEW, if that kind of makes. He's well known within the community, within the wrestling community. Obviously.
Well, this is the thing.
But then
when it comes
outside it,
to-
he's not so much. So it could be like the old guard that was like, and then maybe give it somebody else who is up and coming, say like an MGF or a Jungle Boy.
Well, this is something I'm going to admit live right here, right now, so people don't know. Okay.
Okay, cool.
A little something about me. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know who Kenny Omega or all these guys were until I watched AEW.
Okay.
I knew inklings
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Kenny Omega. You know, he certainly was brought to my attention
Who wasn't
where
really?
when Jericho went to Japan
Yeah.
the first time, did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
thing. I was like, oh, who's this Kenny Omega guy?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
had a little research and I was like, oh, all right, okay. But perceptions from like my friends who've watched New Japan and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, oh, super kicks your head and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. It literally put me off because
Right,
I'm
okay.
like, I'm in that mind of old school.
Fuck super kicks. You'll leave
you know-
Randy Orton camp then.
No, I mean like any move. I mean like any move that
You do.
in the past
That's
was
it.
used as a finisher
Ow.
is a finisher. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
use it too much and somebody else on the say like the Young Bucks. I like the Young Bucks. I remember
Yeah.
I know the Young Bucks because they were called Generation Me in TNA back in
Mm-hmm.
the day. Okay.
Yep.
Little known fact if nobody knew that. Look it up on TNA.
I know. I've heard that before. I was aware of that before.
Not many people know that.
No,
You'd be
no, it's
surprised
surprising,
by that.
isn't it?
But you know, when they're doing their super kick party,
Yeah.
alright, it's cool, it's fun, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
However, if somebody on the roster
Hmm.
uses a super kick as a finisher,
Yeah. It's.
they kind of go, oh, so
They
the Young
copy.
Bucks is just using this, but this guy has just beaten somebody with
Using
a super
that.
kick.
Yeah.
That kind of diminishes that person's super kick finisher.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm going?
Yeah, I get you. It's diminishing return sort of thing. It goes
Yeah,
down more and more.
moves get used far too much in wrestling these days. Nobody
Yeah.
really knows what
It's like-
finishes are. Wrestling is entertaining. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. But nobody knows.
But nobody really. It's not about the moves anymore.
No.
Spots.
It's about
the thrill.
It's about there's also as well as obviously there's a thrill of it, like okay, somebody jumping through a freaking ladder to go onto a table. That's amazing to watch. But
Does it
great.
make sense in the storyline?
If it was
This is the
in
thing.
if
This is the thing.
if they built the story up like say I think it was like a triple threat of TLC match. If they built up like say the Young Bucks used chairs, the Lucha Dragons used ladders, and somebody else used tables, then yeah, you could build around that. Like the TLC thing from way back when is that Dudley's used tables, Hardy's were ladders, and Edge and Christian were brush up using chairs.
Yeah.
So if you
And they
did that
used-
kind of
and they
match,
used-
then yeah, then you
Yeah,
can make
and
it work.
they used those objects around in the story to make
Yeah.
the story in the match.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all about the story in the match. You have to. You can't
think-
go out there and just,
Jump off
you're in,
everything.
you're in a hardcore Falls Count Anywhere
Yeah.
match tonight. You got 10 minutes to do it in, and you can't look at each other and just go.
Okay. You can also as well as
we'll
like
just hit each other with like everything, kitchen
Yeah.
sink. And
I
then
think
one of them-
with more recently John Moxley's and Kenny Omega's match is that was I think it was a it was a Revolution, wasn't it? It was like
Full Gear.
oh, it was Full Gear. Ah, okay. That match worked because it was like they're both absolute off the. You can know Kenny Omega can go for a full extreme match, and John Moxley is known for it outside of WWE. He's known for that,
Yes.
so
Yes.
that kind of made sense.
And there was a
with-
story in there as
with
well.
with the Kenny
a
Omega
story
and
there.
with the Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho match at Wrestle Kingdom 14, I think it was. That
13 or 14, yeah.
30,
one of them.
basically, it was the that had a story to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's got a story to it, and
Yeah.
you have like these gimmicks as
One
well in the story. It will work.
I'm gonna have to go and.
Oh, right, no worries.
Sorry, guys. I think we're a bit over TT on our time limit. I'm gonna have to just wind us up there. I get someone shouting in the back, going, "Ah, God!" So I'm gonna have to wind up. I know it's a pain. I did say 6 o'clock, so we kind of gone overboard with it. So yeah. I just want to say thank you very much for Welsh Destroyer 2 coming on board and filling
problem.
in.
No,
Definitely.
thanks for having me on. It was
No
fun.
problem at all. I'll discuss something afterwards. Next I'll be doing a stream on Monday. We'll see what it is. I'll be over on Anime League, so if you want to join, you can join in there. And yeah, so I just want to say thank you very much to Welsh Dragon again for coming in and helping out.
No problem. Thank you.
And I'll see you guys on Monday. And thanks very much for joining in. Hey, bye.